Then let's talk about that final series. You guys were down 0-2. You come back to win that series in 6 games. Tell me about what you said or was said amongst you guys between games 2 and 3.
There wasn't a lot said. I mean, when you're in a series and you're down 0-2, Phoenix really took care of their business at home. The whole playoffs for us was a tremendous journey. We got down 0-2 to Brooklyn, so there wasn't really a lot of panic. If you guys remember, I'm sure you do, we got down to Brooklyn 0-2, and we got blown out by 40 points in Brooklyn. So when we lost to Phoenix the second game, we knew we were going to come home. We've been playing great. I think we had only lost one game, and that was to Atlanta in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we knew we were going to get home cooking. When you make it that far to the finals, you kind of understand what goes on in the playoffs. Even though a team is up 2-0, every game is its own different season. So we realized that we had to get home in front of our fans who were going to be crazy and win a game. That's all we had to do, and did that. And like I said, we had been down before in the Brooklyn series 0-2, and we were down 1-0 to Atlanta. So there was no panic at all.
Now, Vin, you mentioned it earlier. You called this man the best player in the NBA, in your opinion, and I don't think you'll find a lot of people to disagree with you right now. But talk to me about your special relationship with your franchise player, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he feels like a very special human being. But talk to me about the relationship you two have cultivated over the years.
Well, he's just a tremendous kid. He's one of the more tremendous human beings I've been around, and he works hard. He called me the day after we won it, and he was just still in awe and just excited and happy, and we shared a great moment. But what was interesting is within 5 minutes, he was talking about getting back into the gym and working, which I was in awe of. And he's the hardest working man in the NBA. I know it's debatable who's the greatest player on that, but we think we got the greatest player. But we more importantly, we think we got the greatest guy. And he's 26 years old, 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and now world champion. It's hard to debate what this kid's ceiling is. And so we're happy that we have him here signed in Milwaukee, sealed and delivered for the next 5 years. We're in good hands with him, Chris and Drew and Brooke. And we're excited about next season. We know there's a ton of moves that's being made, but we're excited about our chances to come back and do the same thing.
There is plenty of reason to be excited. And Ben, as important as basketball has been to your life, you've also been very candid about some of the bumps and bruises away from the court. And your story, Addiction to Salvation, is just, God, it's just so incredibly compelling. What do you hope that people take away when you share your life's journey?
So the biggest thing for me is that I just want to pay it forward. I went through a struggling time in my life where I battled with alcoholism, and it's been well documented. And so the crime for me, or the problem for me, isn't to fall down. We all fall down. But for me, it was getting back up and then helping people see my story. I got this tremendous platform that I'm in the NBA again, and in the NBA playoffs now, in the NBA finals. It hit me like a ton of bricks a couple of years ago. I got to start giving back to the community that I came from, and that's a community of addiction. And by the grace of God, in about 5 months, I'll hopefully open my own IOP recovery center here in Milwaukee for people that are struggling with addiction. And so the stories come full circle for me, playing in the NBA, playing in the Olympics, now winning a world championship, and then hopefully having an opportunity to take my trials and tribulations and turn it into something that's going to help people, help save lives. And so this is just a tremendous, tremendous opportunity, journey for me. I'm blessed. It's only by God's grace that I'm here in this situation. So it's weird because I appreciate everything. I tell people all the time, if you can get to a place where you can say, I'm glad I went through that, you've really, come of life. Things have changed for you. So I'm glad I went through my trials and tribulations, because I wouldn't have an opportunity to be here to share with this city and to mentor my guys here on a day-to-day basis.
It's one thing to succeed on the basketball court, but you're succeeding in the game of life, and that is what really, really matters. Coach Baker, before we get you out of here, The United States are playing for the gold medal this week against France. You won the gold medal in the year 2000. You were on that court when Vince Carter jumped over Frederick Weiss. You've seen it. You've been through it. You know what it takes to win that gold medal. Talk to me about what you see in Team USA and your own personal experiences in the Olympics.
Well, let me be the first person. I know that dunk is a historical dunk. It's one of the tops of all time. But I'm probably the one person in the history of seeing that dunk that was really disappointed that Vince didn't throw me the lob. I thought I was open for the lob. I've gone back. You guys know points in the Olympics is hard to come by, and I thought it was one of the more selfish plays I'd ever seen. But I played it off a few minutes later, realizing that I have been part of probably history. But true story, representing your country and winning a gold medal is just amazing. Question, do I think is bigger, winning an NBA championship or winning a gold medal? But to be in the Olympics and be amongst all these great athletes and winning a gold medal, it's like one of the top accomplishments in my life. And I know what my guys are going through, Chris and Drew. It's a special time for them. They just won a world champion. They're getting it all in one package, a championship and an opportunity to win a gold. But I wish them nothing but the best. They deserve this. Kevin Durant's putting on an absolute show. Drew's playing great. Chris is playing great. So we're happy to see our guys do well. But we're happy that the team is over there performing well, and hopefully we'll bring back another gold medal tomorrow night.